I am here to report on the massive group cruise with Rich and Jazzy, the founders of Melanin at Sea. We had 250 cousins, so to speak, to go along with us on this voyage. I know I told you all I was going to make 7 videos from this last voyage. That's not going to happen. It's too much stress. So I'm going to do it in my normal form. I'm just going to do a recap, talk about the price, perks, food, accommodations, entertainment, group events, excursions, ports of call. There's so much to unpack, y'all. So go ahead and grab you a snack, but don't take too long because you just might miss something. All right. This group cruise was a 7-day voyage on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady, departing from San Juan, Puerto Rico. The ports of call were Aruba, Curacao, St. Kitts, and Martinique. Embarkation. Uber or Lyfts don't drop you like right at the ship how they normally would. In Puerto Rico, you end up going to a parking lot and having to get out with all your stuff and drag your bags over these pebbles and cobblestone. Keep that in mind. Embarkation was smooth, easy peasy, mainly because we had Deep Blue. We were able to board the ship early. We basically just walked right in. Soon as you set foot on the ship, have a seat, take your time, plan out what it is you want to do. If it's something that you were not able to book in advance, take that time to do that then. If it's 2 of y'all, one working on one thing and one working on another, make sure you guys book your events before you get excited and caught up and you forget. The sail away party, Virgin gives away champagne for free, so you don't want to miss that. So if you don't buy a bar tab and you're strictly counting your coins as it relates to your drinks, then you definitely want to get into any space where they're giving away free drinks. So they're doing the luxury bags, they have champagne. The sail away party, they have champagne. They have another meet and greet. If you're like a return guest or you're Deep Blue, you'll have another event where they have champagne and some sangria. So just be on the lookout for those things. And you can always speak to a member of guest services or sailor services to find out when and where certain events are taking place. Sail away party was crunk, and I mean, we were getting it in. You see our group here, we're all in our red. We representing the Melanin at Sea. But let's get into the cost. Okay, I believe I paid $2,400 or $2,700, somewhere like that. But the perks, oh my gosh, there was an $800 bar tab and $800 on board credit. $1,600, y'all. $1,600. We were able to share the benefits from Deep Blue. I was able to share the drink package. I just had them remove one credit card and left my card on file, the lead passenger, and all was well. Did I manage to spend it all? No. Now, the onboard credit, yeah. The drinks, not so much. Some of the other perks with the Deep Blue, other than the priority embarkation. And my favorite perk of all, laundry. I came home with a suitcase full of clean laundry, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I like that the best. But we had a balcony unit that was on the 10th floor, I believe. And there was no boat obstruction with this one, thank goodness. So I've learned that this particular ship is the same layout as the Scarlet Lady. So my sister, she actually unfortunately did have a balcony on the 8th floor, and she had an obstructed view just like I had on my previous sailing on the Scarlet Lady. So that's something you guys may want to note. If you're going on a balcony and it says limited view, trust and believe it's going to be limited. Let's talk about the room. It's the same room I had as before. The bathrooms are rather small. The sink is small. So each of you have your own toiletry items. It's going to be a lot. So I would recommend utilizing those baskets, utilizing the shelves that are in there where the safe is, so you guys can separate your items. And then when you need something, like I needed all of my toiletry items, I need hair products, whatever, I had everything in that basket. So every morning I would just pull that basket out and everything that I needed was there instead of like cluttering up the bathroom. keep that in mind. I mean, that might be something you want to do or not, but it's a suggestion. I'm telling you what we did. It worked for us. So the staff, they were very accommodating. No issues with staff at all. They got to know you in a couple of days. They knew what you like, what you didn't like. I mean, it was to the point where I would come into the casino bar and they were like, "Oh, you want this or you want that?" My sister was like, "Really? He knows what you want?" Yeah, I mean, because I am a repeat customer and I like what I like. So they get to know you and I like that. Make sure you guys take care of your crew, okay? Just because the tips are included doesn't mean you can't give them a little extra something. Already been on Voyages, so I kind of knew what to anticipate, what to expect. The food for me, I enjoyed the pizza. I did not enjoy my food in the wake, really, because my food took a while to come, and it just wasn't good.
Enjoy. Can I have some more? Thank you. Sure. That's some mushrooms.
My filet is not hot.
Thank you.
Test kitchen. Although it's a great experience and I highly recommend that everyone try it at least once and just plan on going somewhere else to eat afterwards. Now the pink agave, I don't know what they did to that food. I don't get it. I don't know what was going on with them. If it was an off night, but the corn tastes straight up like lime. Just doused it down with lime and it was inedible. But that steak, baby, that steak was delicious. That steak was on point. It was delicious. That was the only thing that I really enjoyed at Pink Agave. I really didn't enjoy the Italian restaurant either. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it the first time I went and I didn't enjoy it this time. So I mean, at least they're consistent in some areas. The food at the back of the ship where the wake is, I think it's deck 7, there is a like Mediterranean spot up there. Their food is very fresh. It's good. It comes out quick, hot. Their drinks are good. That little sports bar area where they have like the nachos and hot dogs and stuff like that, we got into those Nathan hot dogs. They were good. And the Galley had a lot to offer. My favorite meal, actually, the food was at the ship show. Now, the kale chips weren't as good as they were the last time, but they were still good. I enjoyed my meal. I had the fish. It was moist, it was juicy, and it was crispy. I don't know how they achieved all of that at once, but to the chef, okay? I enjoyed that. Razzle dazzle. It was a miss. A miss. I ordered the exact same thing I said I enjoyed on the Scarlet Lady, and it was a total disaster. I didn't enjoy the food at all. That was just me. Some other people may have enjoyed their food. I didn't enjoy my food. And then I had the kind of purple ice cream. I don't know what it's called, with the churro on it. They were like hard, like they were stale or something. It was just a complete disaster for me. Gumbe was my favorite of all. It didn't fail. We did room service cookies, like red velvet kind of cookies that they had, and they had some kind of fish and cauliflower steak, I believe it was. I don't even remember if she said it was good or not, but yeah, room service. And they do charge you for room service. I believe it was $7, I think, if I'm not mistaken. $7 and then $3 for your carbonated drinks. So I think she had a ginger ale. Because the ship, a lot of people did get seasick on that. I think it was the second night, the You Fancy, the first night, I think. I don't remember, but whatever night it was, You Fancy night, a lot of people missed that event because they were seasick. And even I was feeling seasick. This was the second time for me being seasick. And I guess it was just really choppy waters leaving from San Juan. The entertainment, there's so much that went on. DJ Taj, the girl was on point. She was there for a majority of our Melanin at Sea group events that we had. She was the dedicated DJ. And she was on the ones and twos busting it down, y'all. Okay, we had a good time. And I think the young lady's only 22 years old. From Belize, I believe. Yeah, so she's really talented. Follow her on Instagram. I'll put her information up. Okay, so we had a ton of events. Y'all, I can go on and on and on. All right, so the fancy night was where you get all dressed up in your best gold or silver outfit, and you come into the manor, and the crew, they are lined up, kind of like a Soul Train line, and then they're just grabbing people, random people, and they're taking them down the Soul Train line, and just showing you off. You fancy, huh? You fancy. That's the song they was playing. Hair done, nails done, everything. Hey, I was taking down the aisle in my gold dress. Yes. I did the damn thing. I don't really oftentimes, give myself a pat on the back, but you did that, girl. All right. And we're going to talk about the outfits, y'all. People look so good. I really, really enjoyed it. I like the way that the crew celebrates the passengers. They make you feel like, oh, you are the best thing, honey. You got it going on. So you help boost the confidence. Like, you need to know that you are it. You are everything. I love it. Towards the end, they were crowning people. They were taking crowns and putting on people's heads. And I love that. Go on Virgin Voyages. If they have a fancy night, try to make the fancy night because it's a really feel-good type of experience. And of course, we had the Scarlet night, honey. Scarlet, where people were dressed in their best. They came out, they showed up, and they showed out, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all, the dress I wore came from Temu, and I need to do a Temu haul on all things fancy, okay? Because it didn't cost me a lot, but it paid off in the end because I ended up being voted Miss Melanin at Sea in that red dress, all right? But yeah, it was just a really, really good time, a really good experience. So if you're going on Virgin Voyages, you definitely want to prepare for Scarlet night. And we fancy, huh? Also, the pool party that followed on Scarlet night, was really, really nice too. People were jumping in the pool fully clothed. They were just like crunk, right? So they just going, let's just pounce on in. Let's just dive on into it. And I love that. It's freedom. Just free to be you. Do what you do and have a good time. You paid your money. You need to enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, you want to put that dish in your mouth.
Wish you could slide into my mind and make me mine. Push, play, rewind. It's sweet outside, and so am I. You wanna slide like dynamite. Lay your eyes on me, find out with me, baby. Yeah, next round on you, I'll do that too. Be good to you, my appetite.
We went to the Divas All Around the World show. This time it was actually held in a theater where they have dual reality, whereas on the Scarlet Lady, it was in the Manor. It was just smaller, intimate. But I think it was a smart move for them to move it to the theater because more people were able to see the show and there was a bigger stage, a bigger production. And I really like that. Thumbs up for that, guys. And the ship show, y'all know. Y'all better make plans as soon as you get on board to book that ship show.
Question for you. Who is your favorite artist of all time? Queen, we have a Queen family. That's a great choice, Elise. So tell us, who's your favorite artist of all time?
Whitney Houston.
Yep.
Whitney Houston.
You flew helicopters. How are these jokes landing?
There's so much more. Elise.
Certain members of our group did a video for Marie Bustin' Move. Marie Bustin' Moves. Beyonce is even featuring Marie Bustin' Moves, okay? Her daughter did a video to Beyonce's new country song and somehow Beyonce saw it and, she's been repping Marie Bustin' Moves.
Well, Patience came to work and she was like, Ma, did you hear Beyonce new song? She was like, let's make a dance. I said, bet. And then we posted it. Black Love page, Black Women's Lives Matter saw it. And then Miss Tina Knowles saw it and posted it. And then we did it again. And after that, Inside Edition saw it. PB did a story, a full story on it. Okay, you should go watch it. Next thing you know, Beyonce was posting it on her page. She thanked us. She tagged me. What's the best that can happen?
Good way to go, girl. I thought that was so cool. Just have fun, all right? And another thing that I want to say, Rich and Jazzy hired William Gray Photography. All right, hired him to capture all the pertinent moments for this group cruise. And that is beautiful. You think about how much money you spend on professional photos when you go out. And Virgin does not have photographers. So for all these moments, you would have had to use your phone, or you would have had to have someone else take it for you. But Sharif was there to capture all of it for free. All right, so thumbs up to Rich and Jazzy on that one. The DJ, the swag bags, the giveaways, the slot pulls, the prizes for Mr. and Miss Melanin at Sea, King and Queen Melanin at Sea. These are extra things that they're doing for the group, so big up to them. Let's talk about Aruba. Oh my gosh. Now, we booked this excursion the morning of the day. Like, we got into Aruba. I went into the app and we were like deciding on this tour or that tour. So it turns out we were the first group. We were the inaugural group to take this particular tour of a winery and a distillery here in Aruba. There in Aruba. I'm in Aruba right now. And this excursion, man, for the price, all that you get, was very cool. So I believe our excursion was $150. I want to say $150. Okay, so it starts off with a bus ride with music, and that bus ride then takes you to Maracas. Then it takes you to the winery. Now make sure you wear some sneakers. Forget that flat comfortable shoes, because what's comfortable to one may not necessarily be what's best for your feet when you're walking on these rocks, these pebbles, these different inclines, walking through the winery. So keep that in mind. Take you some sneakers, all right? Not just some comfortable walking shoes, some sneakers, all right? Once you get through the winery, it's a lot of cactus that you're walking through. But then you get to the winery entrance and they take you through the vineyard. Once you go through the vineyard, the tour guide described the type of grapes that they have here, that they had at that vineyard. Then we ended up going into a distillery. He showed us what the sugar cane is and how they grow it and how they water it and all this and that. Then we went to the distillery and we were able to taste some sugar cane. After we tasted sugar cane, then we were able to taste the rum, and then they made a nice cocktail with some lime juice out of that rum. Well, baby, when I tell you that was good, that was good. Then it's not over. Then we left there and we went upstairs to a room where we were given the wine tasting. So we tasted 5 different wines paired with grapes, crackers, cheese, figs, and some meat. I think it was salami. When I tell you that seduction cheese, I need to find that. I've looked for that since I've been home. I can't find it. But I'm going to go online and look for that seduction cheese. I call it Sexual Seduction by Snoop Dogg, because that cheese was delicious. Like, we were having the girls, can you bring us some more cheese? Bring us some more crackers? Tan it up. It's not over, y'all. We got back on the bus. We ended up going to a restaurant called Que Pasa. That means, what happened? What's going on? What's up? All right, Que Pasa. This restaurant started off with some champagne, honey. We still drinking, okay? So I told you $150. And we did the wine tasting. We did the rum tasting. And then we having champagne, okay? And dinner. When I tell you we had courses upon courses, I really enjoyed it. We had like soup, and you had soup or fruit and cheese plate. Not fruit and cheese, vegetable and cheese plate. It was beets, carrots, I think it was mozzarella or brie cheese. I don't know, but it was good to me. And filet mignon. Baby, I love that little tour. So then we hop back on the bus, and by now the sun has gone down. The music has changed. Everybody's singing. We happy. We going downtown Aruba. We get back to the port, and the ship is lit up. What does the ship say? The ship says, I heart Aruba. Well, y'all better do it, Virgin. Y'all better do it. That was a nice touch. I really like it. Going on an excursion in Aruba. Let you know how it is.
Why? Because you're the first Kupu Kunupu party to ever visit the winery and distillery. So give it up for yourself. Congratulations, young Frank. Why? Because this is not a vineyard. This is a blue door in the middle of nowhere. Don't worry, we're getting closer. Remember what we just walked through? Consider it the past. How the vineyard used to look like 7 years ago. We're gonna walk through this door and we're gonna enter the midpoint between the past, which you just saw, and the present.
Love will still remain. So do what you want, baby. You and me in the sun. Know that I still be here when the day is done. So come a little bit closer, and I'll tell you what I feel inside. You know I'm gonna wait on.
Meneer Wines Inspector for the company, something about myself. I'm a home grape grower, winemaker, and wine educator. And I will have only 3 questions for you before we officially start. First question, how was the tour so far? Second question, how was the rum tasting? And the third question, how was the Straya cocktail?
Delicious. Delicious.
Since you guys had a cocktail which was sweet, acidic, and alcoholic, don't touch the cheeses, sausages, fig sauce, or chocolate as yet, because those will be paired with the wines that you have in front of you. And talking about wines, first wine we're going to be sampling, pairing, or tasting is called French Colombard. French Colombard, or just simply Colombard, is mostly grown in the Cognac or Armagnac region of France. So let's grab our first glass of wine. This is yours. Everybody has it to your right, with the exception of the ones at the corner, that some might have it to your left, right? So let's smell with me. Let's look for some fresh pears or lemongrass. But again, it's your nose. You might get your own fruits, like lemons, limes, grapefruits. Have a small zip. Grab the first cheese all the way on top, which is the young goat cheese. The white square to your left-hand side. Just have a bite. And now you can finish your wine. In the meantime, eat some grapes, eat some crackers, and some dried fruits, because by the end, when we reach to the 5th wine, you should have only a ramekin in front of you. Because anything you leave on your plate, I will recycle for the other to enjoy your pairing, okay?
Yes, guys, this has been really, really nice. This has been really nice.
The right set of people.
Know that I still be here.
That's a Ruben Carnival soca. This is Caribbean soca, Aruba Excursion.
We got back on the ship, y'all. It was a time had by all, so I would definitely recommend that tour. I'm putting up the card because I don't know how to say this, Kawaka Waka, whatever. But the manager is Walter. Walter. Kind of like Walter, but with no Walter. And Walter was very nice. And yeah, just check that tour out. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. All right, so let's move on. I think the next one was Curacao. In Curacao, we did a tour as well. And we went downtown Curacao. We looked at the different bridges and we were given a little history about Curacao. Went to a Rum Distillery for a few minutes.
It comes from the Portuguese, the Afro-Portuguese language. If I say bon dia to you, what do I mean? Good morning. Good morning. If I say bon tarde to you? Good night. Good afternoon. If I say bon noche to you? Good night. Good evening. If I say Dushi to you, D-U-S-H-I, you remember that name? But you have to spell it. That's sweetheart. Dushi means sweetheart. When I don't remember someone's name, I call him or her Dushi. It's not my Dushi, just because I don't remember her name. When they call you Dushi, you can say Masha Danki. Masha Danki means thank you very much. And just Danki means thank you. You like sushi? You like sushi? The Japanese food? Sushi tadushi, yeah? Sushi is delicious, I mean. But the word sushi, not the food. Only the word means garbage.
Then we went to the meeting location where our group was having lunch and cabanas were reserved. We had reserved a table poolside, but we get there, I guess because we went on our tour and my reservation was for earlier. And I just didn't know how long the tour portion of it was. We missed our reservation, so we ended up having to sit at a high top table far back. The food was just okay. I can't think of the name of this place, but I'm going to put it up here because I do have it in my email. The food was okay. It wasn't anything to write home about. Now, I did enjoy that fried rice now. I'll give them that. Okay. The beach, it was nice. From what I can recall, y'all, I shouldn't be doing these reviews so far out because it makes it a little difficult for me to recall the ins and outs. That is where we did our Melanin at Sea swimwear group photo and video. Here it is. Everybody looks so beautiful in their melanin outfits, melanin swimwear. That was nice. A nice little touch. I like that. It was hot as all get out there, y'all. Make sure you take yourself a portable fan with charger. Martinique. We got off in Martinique. We didn't have any plans at all, which I feel like we should have, but I mean, it didn't seem like they had much to offer, but we should have gone on this little mini tour and got on kind of like a water taxi. And we could have went to another part of the island. It's beautiful there. You'll download your Google Translator if you don't speak French, because that is the language in Martinique. They will be speaking French everywhere you go. All right. But it's beautiful. I want to go back and explore. As a matter of fact, I will be going back. I'll be going back to explore. And now I know where to eat, y'all. I went all over trying to find some place to eat. Walked all up and down, went inside the mall, this and that. I did find a cute little dress, though, while I was searching for food. This dress right here was so cute. Martinique is a place that I definitely want to go back to visit. And it was hot there, too, y'all. Not going to lie. Let's get to my favorite. My favorite was St. Kitts. Now, I will say it was a vast difference at the ports from St. Kitts and Martinique. Martinique was very quiet. You don't have vendors running up to you. It was just tranquil. It's like, oh, this is it for me. This is what I like. So you get to St. Kitts and it's night and day, y'all.
Hey ladies, the monkey.
Oh, hell no.
You get to hold that.
No, thank you. Exactly. Welcome. Stand right there.
But I'm just letting you know what to expect at the different ports. This particular excursion was one that Rich and Jazzy planned, and it was only $25, y'all. $25. We got a bus tour, and it was like in the local area, not far from the cruise port. And I think that tour in that area lasted a little longer than it should have, in my opinion. Okay, I'm just talking from my experience. It's like, I want to go see what's pretty. I understand you want to educate us on the history of St. Kitts. And I come to an island to experience the beautiful views and to learn some of the rich history. But the area that we were in, where the tour started, we stayed there too long, and it actually cut into our beach time. We did go to a rum distillery.
This plantation was once owned by Samuel Jefferson, the great-great-grandfather of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. Here they had sugarcane, cotton, and tobacco planted right here on the island. This is what we call a copper still or copper pot, where they used to extract the sugarcane juice, where the process back then of making sugar, you extract the juice, you put it in the copper still to boil, and after several degrees Fahrenheit, the juice started crystallizing, where they scrape the sugar from the top. Right. Where they put it through a drying process, and you guys should have a simple, it's not a difficult process, but this is what the sugarcane juice is to be boiled in. S-O-U-R-S-O-P. If you go online on Google, you would see all the different health benefits of the soursop plant. A chimney, way back in, I think it was 1829. We have down here what we call, so we now have a rum that they're now making on the island, which is called the Old Road Rum. So they're trying to revive the culture and keep the culture alive.
I liked it. I love when we finally got to the top where they have volcanoes and mountains. We finally got to the top and did this stop. Y'all, the views, strictly breathtaking. We got to the beach area. There's like a row of restaurants. I would call it restaurant row. We went to, I think it's Catherine's. I believe I'll put the name up. And I had the red snapper. Man, I enjoyed my red snapper with the pepper sauce. It was on for me. All right. And they have a black beach there. Now, the beach area, it was kind of lackluster. But, I mean, overall, I enjoyed it so much so where I want to go back, okay? I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the views. I'm just eager to go back. And when I looked it up online, the prices were not astronomical. So, I mean, I saw a 2-bedroom villa for 4 days and 3 nights for $738. Where did they do that at? Yeah. So, it could be 4 people in that villa, and we split $738. That's peanuts. Last night, we had a couple of contests. We had a dance contest. We had best dress contest. And it was also where I was crowned Miss Melanin at Sea and David was crowned Mr. Melanin at Sea. It was beautiful.
Miss Melanin at Sea 2024 2.5 goes to Ronda!
Had a good time. Met a lot of people, made some damn good memories, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with some of those people again. All right, y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Till next time. Toodles.